And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals, those grand finales here of the KSL, the Korean StarCraft League, week number 78. It has been an intense tournament so far, and I do apologize for the extended downtime, but Classic and Cure were facing off. They were in game 2 on Pylon, and it was a bit of a longer game. Cure, he played mech. He went mech against Protoss, he went mass tank. It was a bit of a slower form of mech, which we have seen before on Pylon from Cure. Fun fact, we did see that previously during EWC, and Classic was able to bring him down to 0. Now we have our grand finals. We have our best of 5, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Maganatha, we have our South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the other South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And you know what time it is? It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series. Which way will it go? Will it go the way of one Protoss or the other? Will it go the way of herO or Classic? Best of luck. Up to you to make that choice here. Coming into this, I'll be honest, it's going to be a close one. herO and Classic, they often go back and forth. We expect some shorter games. We expect a lot of intensity between these two players. We rarely get to see a mid to late game between these two in PvP, so I'm ready. I'm excited. So far, so good. Two-gate opener. Proxy set up here out of Classic, assuming he does, stay here in the center of the map. So Classic is setting up for a proxy, setting up for what could be a one-base all-in, especially if he does stick around, and he is sticking around. And meanwhile, herO going for his own two-gate opener back at home. So Classic does take a risk, does take a chance. He does pull the probe away. He will double back, and we will set up. We will set up here based on its location. It's hard to say. We have seen proxy robo here, but we've also seen proxy Stargate, as it is relatively close. But show us what you got. There it is. Robo gets thrown down. One base all in. So Classic, he will kick off this series going for the first one base all in of this best of 5. Meanwhile, herO will see if he can scout. We'll see if he can recognize what's going on, checking his vision. No probe scout. Ooh, no probe scout out of herO. Otherwise, he would know that the pylon was missing. He would have known that the pylon was missing, would have known to scout, would have known to check, but he does not probe scout. Instead, we have a double adept opener into a faster Nexus. Oof. herO going for an economic opener. This is looking a little bit more ideal for Classic. I say economic opener, it was still 2-gate, right? 2-gate into the expansion, but this is 2-gate expand before any tech, before the robot, before the Stargate, before anything else behind this. So we'll see if herO can get away with this. We'll see if Classic can punish. As the they do pass by. They did scout each other. You can see, Classic is in position to block the wall, to block the ramp. They do threaten a shade, and does block off on the one. The other does make it in, and with that, we should get a full scout. We should get a full scout in the main base. Probes are going to be going down. That should not have happened. At the same time, we do see Classic does commit as well. He will lose his first 2 probes as well. First sword ups, I should say. Sword ups are going down, but that's already going to be 4 probe kills. herO is popping off in the main. Yeah, it does pop off, does recall back home, does recognize there's nothing across the map, so now he knows. And as a response, defensive robo. Now, this robo is later than his opponent, of course, because it's a reactive robo, but it's on the way nonetheless, and this will give access to Immortal production, give access to a defense. And meanwhile, here comes the proxy Immortal here from Classic. He's got his Prism first into the Immortal, Stalkers are moving out. Classic did lose a lot of workers, and you can see herO setting up the proxy pylon to send in more adepts across the map. Speaking of, he's moving out. He's moving out. The goal here is to cripple his opponent and to ideally force Classic to come back home. But Classic is going for it, going for the main. And the main base is empty. The main base is empty. herO, he will have a defensive warp in. And the robo just now finishes up. And going for the pylon. Yeah, it does go for the pylon, does go for the production. If the pylon goes down, that's going to be, that's going to be game. Yeah, that is going to be game here. As we're going for a pseudo base trade, the boys are being pulled. No warp ins. No warp ins, no defenses. The boys are doing what they can. At the same time, herO also breaks through, but the gateways are still powered. He can still warp in defensively. And Classic, I believe he should be... that's going to be close. Never mind. Adepts, they break in. They do break in. They're going for the mineral end as well. No economy, no mining. For anyone, by the way. herO pulling back into the main base, and we actually recall back home. And that's going to be so many dead workers for both players. herO, he will lose 13 workers. Meanwhile, 6 probes go down for Classic. Both players under 20 workers. 18 and 15, respectively. But he forced a recall, which means what? Which means everything's repowered. Everything's repowered, and the Immortal is out. herO, he defends, and hero's on 2 bases. Remember, it's more important that herO defends, as he will get further and further ahead. Classic, meanwhile, he's now to 2 Immortals. I mean, I still give Classic the edge. Classic still has the greater army, still has the larger army with 2 Immortals, but the second Immortal's about to pop out. Adepts, they do go back in, and Classic is out of position. Classic, he's across the map. He cannot defend. Recall's on cooldown. Uh-oh. Recall's on cooldown. That's an Archosis pylon. Will depower everything, but thankfully another pylon does finish up just in time. Classic once again going for the pylon, but this time he's going to be deflected. Remember, it's 2 versus 2 in regards to Immortals. Here he's called back up. He's going for the final pylon. He's going for the final pylon. Classic going back into the main. Ooh, Stalkers, they get caught out. Massive catch. Massive pickup. You know what, Classic going for the pylon. Does depower the gateways once again. But so are his, right? No one has any gateways. No one has any production power. Oh, the Prism! The Prism does siege. Powers up the gateways. He's got some warp-ins. Does have some warp-ins. Nice force fields, but again, the Prism is here to juggle. And we have the counter force field to zone away the army. Ooh. You know what, Classic has repowered his gateways. And Classic with 3 Immortals, he might just overwhelm. Yeah, he has too much. Classic has too much with 3 Immortals. And here he'll take a bad fight. We'll lose almost everything. And is that game? Is that game then and there? herO, he still cannot get into the main. He's trying. Here come extra warp-ins, extra force fields. Again, hero's down to 1 Immortal. Boys are being pulled. Second Immortal has arrived. He's got his 2 Immortals. So many probes are going down. herO, he breaks out. Oh, he still doesn't break it. Quick reaction at Classic. And Classic looks like he has too much. Yeah, it looks like he has too much here. Takes out the shield battery. herO is microing his heart out, but he has lost every probe. Across the map, he's also in the main base, also wreaking havoc. But Classic has the army. He can always recall if need be. It's 3 versus 3. Ooh, 3 versus 2. 2v2 even. Okay. The armies are getting close. Adepts are still in the main. There's a recall back home. And herO, he has 0 workers, but at the same time, the armies are close. The armies are very close. Shades away. He triggered the shields. But Classic has an economy, and he warps in. If it wasn't for the economy, if it wasn't for the warp in, then herO could still take this. I mean, he still could. It's close. It's quite close. He does warp in. Takes out 1. Yeah, I guess one of the Immortals is 1 left. 1 Immortal left for Classic. He's juggling his heart out. herO, can he get it? Oh, can he get it? He goes for the sentry. Ooh, he will lose 1 of his own. Yeah, he'll lose 1 of his own Immortals down to 1 versus 1. But alas, Classic, he has the Adept, he has the sentry as well. Shield battery's finishing up. Classic, he holds. And Classic, he does hold on. And again, he has extra warp-ins. That was close. But GG gets called. Classic, he will survive. He will take game number 1. Ooh, GG. Classic does take the game, does take the lead in the series. They get a very intense back and forth. There were moments with both players, of course. herO, he was able to force the recall a couple of times, able to force back the army, but overall it was brutal seeing herO lose so many workers defensively, getting caught with his pants down. He never really regained his economy. He never really could afford a larger army either, as he lost every single worker multiple times even. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 2. Oh my god, what were the vetoes? Game 2 is going to be on Last Fantasy for the first time in today's broadcast. Let's go. Checking the vetoes here. Torches was vetoed, Persephone, Ultralove, and Incorporeal. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Interesting setup. And again, we'll see. We'll see which of our 2 takes the lead. We'll see if herO can tie the series. We'll see if Classic can extend his lead as we are loading into Last Fantasy. Insane game, yes. Expect more of the same here. Again, as I mentioned at the start of the game, at the start of the series, it is rare to ever see herO and Classic ever enter the mid game. So we don't really expect it. We don't really expect any kind of mid game between these 2 players. We expect hyper aggression and non-stop all-ins on 1 or 2 bases from both sides. That's typically how these 2 face up against each other. So let's go. We're ready for it. We are ready for it. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner, or right hand side of Last Fantasy, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the El pollito. Ah. We might have to remake El Pollo Loco. We left him behind. Who's the whoever's the party lead can actually let the players know, because right now they can't see any of this chat. I mean, if he's casting with Dave Tessa, then Dave can always share a screen, which is what we used to do. Fun fact, I used to, if like either me or Yak would ever be left out of a game, we just share each other's screen and on Discord and cast from there. But here we go. In the top, on the right side of Last Fantasy, we do have our South Korean Protoss, the Red Protoss. So for Twisted Minds, it is a herO. And on the top side, we have the Blue Protoss player. For Virtus Pro, it is Classic. Who's in, by the way? Everyone else. But last, here we go. Also, a big shout out to Chicken Man. Chicken Man, he's one of the organizers of this tournament. Chicken Man, alongside Dave Tessa, together, they did create this event. They had the initiative to create the KSL. Exclamation mark KSL in the chat to get a link to the Patreon. I got you covered. Bam. Of the Korean StarCraft League as well. Oh, we're proxying right next to each other. We're proxying right next to each other. Yeah, great minds think alike. And as we mentioned at the start of the series, at the start of this game as well, again, we expect non-stoppable wins. We expect non-stoppable wins between these two players, and we are proxying right next to each other. Spider-Man meme it up. Let's go. Will they actually see each other when the building's finished? The rovers, because remember, buildings have, well, they will extend their vision. They will extend the vision, extend the range, depending on where they're placed. This robo, I think the pylon's a little bit too far away. So we're going proxy robo right next to each other. We have no idea. Second pylon for Classic, just in case. Both players, I believe, did scout each other. Yeah, Classic's in the main base. He sees that the pylon is missing. herO, he did not probe scout. So herO's playing blind. Oh wait, sorry, my apologies. The other way around, my apologies. herO scouts. herO sees that that's why there's a second pylon for herO. So herO, he knows that there's a proxy. Classic, he goes for a delayed scout. Now he confirms that the tech is missing. So a bit of a later scout for Classic. herO, meanwhile, is aware. Somewhat aware. Yeah, Zorobo does complete. And they don't see, they don't see each other. Let's go. Meanwhile, we do see a delayed Immortal here. Actually going for the Prism first is herO. This means that herO, he might lose these pylons. The Immortal is gonna pop. And Classic, he's rallied home. No, he's rallied home instead. He doesn't see. Otherwise, he could start working on those pylons. And that could have been game. That could have been game, but we do see... Oh wait, sorry, my god, I have it reversed, kind of. herO was proxying here, Classic on the other side. I thought it was the other. I thought the Robos belonged to the opposing player. My apologies. Oh no. All these Protoss players look the same. But yes, here he does rally in, he does focus on the first pylon, depowers the gateways. Classic, meanwhile, getting into the main with the Prism, but he has no Immortal of his own. The boys are being pulled. Nice target find out of herO. He does focus on one of the Stalkers. He gets one. He should get the other as well. One more volley. Does get it, but he will lose the Immortal. Oh, and was that worth it? He'll lose the first Immortal, but there we go. Second Immortal has arrived, and he will make sure that everything stays depowered. Takes down the pylon. Sentry does warp in, but too little too late. The army gets in. And he does once again focus on that Stalker. One more volley. Stalker goes down. Now going for the Adept. Sorry, now going for the Sentry. And herO, he's done it. herO, he has done it. 0 production remaining here for Classic. But he does race back home with his own Immortal. Okay, does race back home. There's the recall. Oh my god, doesn't recall in time. Immortal goes down. And where exactly are we? Okay, so herO, most of his army was back at home defending, but now he can move out now that the Prism did go back home. So herO can... Oh, he finds it! herO finds the proxy. Classic had no idea. Classic, he had no idea. herO, he finds the proxy. Let's go. Gets one of the pylons. And we'll go for the other as well. Oof. Yeah, nice control. GG gets called as Classic will lose all of his production, and herO ties up the series at 1-1. Whew, GG. I also do apologize just because there was so much happening at once. I didn't actually have the score in game, but yes, we're tied up 1-1. And this time we'll have El Pollito with us. This time we'll have old mate Chicken Man. Let's go. Chicken Man will join us here for game number 3. But yes, we are tied up 1-1. GG, well played. Now we're going all the way to game number 3. Again, a very chaotic setup here initially on Last Fantasy, proxying right next to each other and not finding each other until the very end. Of course, herO was able to find that. And now we're getting into our next game. I'm getting into Pylon. Let's go. We're getting into Pylon here. The neighbors. Yes, yes. Oh, no. We're getting into game 3. It's going to be on Pylon here. We'll see who takes the lead in the series. Who takes the lead? Vámonos. Ugh. As Pylon is known for aggression as well. Pylon has a short rush distance by ground, so is known for aggression. This applies to all matchups, so we're expecting to see some more one-base play coming into Pylon as well. Let's go. But who proxies? Who proxies? Who doesn't? Do we go for another double proxy in the center of the map right next to each other? Where are we headed? Here we go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the South Green Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Twisted Minds. Tying up the series 1-1, it is herO. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Protoss player, the Blue Protoss himself, also from South Korea, representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. Players are setting up. Whew. And again, we'll see if we do proxy that second Pylon once again. So now we have our initial standard openers that we expect. Gateways have been thrown down. Likewise, we'll see if any of our players does cut any corners on Pylon. I doubt it. I doubt we're going to be seeing anyone cutting any corners and taking any big chances and big risks on a map as small as this. Gases are being taken. Something that we could even see as well, as we're going for 2 gate openers all around, something that we could even see as well is we could even see one base all in from back at home, not being proxied. There we go, second gateway gets thrown down, and herO, he's not going for the second gateway. This is risky. This is crazy. On Pylon of all maps, herO is going gate cyber expand. This is a very greedy build out of herO. As you can see here, yeah, he's skipping the second gateway. So herO, because he skips the second gateway, the goal here is a faster Nexus or faster tech. But regardless, like, this is a very greedy start out of herO. Classic, thankfully for herO, no probe scout. The delayed probe scout out of Classic, so he cannot react with an all-in too quickly. Not react with a proxy, unless he's just going for it right in the middle. Show us what you got. He's just scouting. Scouts a third location. Yeah, you can see he's scouting the left-hand side as well. Classic does not probe scout, so herO, so far, he is getting away with this. So far, so good. Cybercore is done. Shows the Stargate. There it is. Stargate opener out of herO into the expander. This is the Max Packs opener. Gate, Cybercore, Stargate on 2 gases into a Nexus. And Classic is more concerned about scouting, scouting for a proxy more so than scouting his opponent. We can see herO also checking for proxy Stargates. herO also didn't probe scout, so no one probe scouted. I should say, no one probe scouted each other's main base. No one went for it. Both players checking for proxies. Robo opener out of Classic. Classic will poke in, and he will confirm. Yeah, he sees the timing of the Nexus. And Classic, he has a choice to make. Either he expands himself, plays from behind economically, or he turns this into a 1 base all-in. He's got 2 gates so far. We're waiting for another pair of gateways. Based on the probe trajectory here. Yep, there it is. Extra gateways, 1 base all-in. Let's go. And we spoke about this specifically on Pylon. Because the map is so small, you can do this. So you don't need a proxy. You can just all in from back at home. Let's see who does shoot first. herO zoning Classic away. We have a 3-gate setup so far. We're expecting a 4th gateway. So we'll chase Classic down. At least try to. Classic is up to 4 Stalkers. He will overwhelm. At the same time, herO behind this, going for a Void Ray back at home. Going for a defensive Void Ray. Hallucination does confirm the extra gateway. Sorry, not Hallucination. The Oracle itself confirms the extra gateway. It does get 6 probes. Oh my god. 6 probes go down. Nice damage here from herO. He cripples the economy. And here comes the warp in. herO he has to pull back. Thankfully, does have a shield battery. Void Ray. Ooh. Does threaten the warp prism. And Classic is going to be delayed. His reinforcements are over on the right hand side. Oracle almost goes back in. herO does pull away in time. He does pull back. But Classic, he may have enough here. He has 9 Stalkers. Again, only on 3 gates, not on 4. He may have enough. The shield batteries are finishing up. herO is getting up to 3 shield batteries. A second Void Ray has arrived. Doesn't waste his prismatic alignment. He's still holding on to it. Again, you don't want to activate prismatic alignment unless your opponent commits into you, because it does slow down the Void Ray. Not built to chase. Gets 2 more probes. Nice damage. herO is getting further ahead. Remember, herO has a base. Remember, Classic is 1 base all in. Classic has to end this soon. Now up to 11 Stalkers. Yeah, there's that prismatic alignment. Here he does activate both at once, which is a little bit scary. It does mean that he won't have one available for the next dive. But I say that there's going to be one here with a fresh Void Ray. So he'll have 1 prismatic alignment. Still very intense. Oh, he can 2-shot. Takes down the first Void Ray. Takes down 1, but only the 1. This here is building on more Stalkers, building on more Void Rays. Does pull away in time. Nice control. There's prismatic alignment. Loses another Void Ray. Down to 2. That's a lot of Stalkers going down. Oof. Once again, nice control. Void Rays, they do pull back. One of them will survive, the other goes down, but you can see Classic will lose everything. And herO holds. herO, he holds, he shuts this down. GG gets called, and herO, he will take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. He will take a 2-1 lead and 1 game away from claiming the series and becoming this week's champion. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. We'll see if Classic can recover. We'll see what map we're going to be loading into, more importantly. Here we go. But again, it was so crucial that herO was able to slow down the economy of Classic with the Oracle. Remember, he got like 6 probes across the map, 6 to 8 workers even across the map as well, crippling his opponent, delaying any kind of warp-ins. Likewise, we saw that he was able to build up his Void Ray count. He had some very nice control, preserving the Void Rays, pulling them back, building them over time. And again, the longer the game went on, the worse it was for Classic. He was on a timer. GG, well played. herO doing his best Max Packs impression there. True. But now we're getting into our next game. And game number 4 is going to be on Tokamak. Okay, Tokamak is a larger map, but because it's so large, it means that there are more places to proxy. There are more places to proxy, and there's a higher chance that Classic commits to an actual proxy this time. The map is larger, so players are going to be... herO is going to be tempted to go for the same build. He's going to be tempted to cut corners and to go for a greedier build instead. Okay. Here we go. We're getting into the next game. We're getting into Tokamak, and we'll see how this story ends. We'll see how this story ends. Ooh, again, I'm hoping for an ace match, regardless of how this goes. Goes away with Classic or herO. I want to see a game 5, Fappy. Let's go. Do we ever get 2 base versus 2 base? Do we ever get there? Oh boy. Do both players ever expand in this series? This would be the map for it. Let's go. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Twisted Minds. Leading the series 2-1, it is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the other South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. We go. Oh. So we are here, we have arrived, we are back. And we'll see how our players do approach this. Again, last game we saw herO go for a Gate, Cyber, Stargate into expansion, just a greedier build out of herO. Classic responded with a one base all in from back at home, not proxied. This time, do we move out? What's the plan? Oh. Okay, here he does deviate. If you saw that there, here he set up on the left-hand side. There it is, second probe. Second probe is being sent here towards the left-hand location, just outside of the main base of Classic. This looks like a proxy Stargate. As you wouldn't proxy a robo here. You would not proxy a robo. There it is, here comes the probe. Here comes the proxy. Meanwhile, oh my god, gee, Classic! I mentioned how herO's going to be tempted to go for a greedy build again. Classic, he went Gate Expand. That is a Nexus before Cybercore. This is insanely greedy. If herO went for a proxy robo, he could just end the game. But again, this location is more designed for a Stargate, which is designed to give herO an economic lead, not to go for an all-in. But this is just hyper greed out of Classic. It's his turn to be the greedier player. His turn to be the defender. So here comes the Stargate. My assumption. It is. Stargate's on the way. Adepts are rallying out. We do see a defensive Stargate here for Classic, but herO's going to hit first. He's going to hit hard. Meanwhile, Classic, he does probe scout. He does recognize, he does see that a pylon is missing, so he knows that something is wrong. Could be real, could be fake, could be a proxy robo, one base all in, could not be. It's on Classic to prepare. But if he doesn't get a safety shield battery in the mineral line, that he will be losing probes. Yeah, you can see here, shield battery in the low ground. So he doesn't, like, again, obviously he doesn't know what's happening, and he's getting ready for a proxy. He's getting ready for aggression at the natural. Probe goes down. And he does open Oracle. Adepts are going to be threatening a shade. Uh-oh, he's going to get in. He's going to get in. That should not have happened. Oh, actually gets into the natural. We'll go for these workers here. He's keeping the Stalker at the natural as well, intentionally so. Gets 2, gets 3 probes. More Adepts are coming in, and here comes the Oracle. And that one Stalker is stuck on the low ground, or stuck in between the bases. There we go. Here comes the Oracle into the main. Probe's going to be going down. They're going to be pulled away. Adepts are coming from behind as well. They catch the transferring workers. Yeah, probes are falling left and right. Classic just being pulled apart here. 8 probes going down. And he's not done. Adepts a shade into the main. Just the one makes it in. Just the one gets another probe. But across the map, ooh, brutal pylon block. Oh no! Brutal pylon block here, as we do see herO expanding at the unnatural location. Again, because herO had no defensive weapons, he could not deal with this pylon, so it just stayed up. It just stayed up. So nice move by Classic. Again, despite Classic losing so many workers, Classic is still only behind by 2. And he still has that natural up and running. Meanwhile, does one shot, he will lose the Oracle. Yeah, he throws it away. It's going to be 7 probes going down. At this point, it looks like it's too late to recall. Tries to get the hell out of here. There's a recall. It's going to be close. Up. Oh my god, barely does recall home. Does recall back, and we do see 24 versus 18 here. herO's not stopping. Yeah, he's not done. He's not done. He shades back in once again. Ooh, bit of miscontrol though. He was on A move. As a result, he won't lose. He won't kill as many probes, but that's still a decent amount of damage here. 3 probe kills, and he does deny mining time. So damage is still being done. Oh, here he runs into the Phoenix. Bit of miscontrol. Here he has to calm down. So calm down, has to pull away. The Oracle goes back in. herO still doing more economic damage. Gets 2 more. Can we get 3? Can we get 4? Jeez, 4 for 5. Oh my god. I thought 4 at most. He gets up to 7. 7 more probe kills. herO has a massive economic lead. And with that, what can he do? He's going for the robo. He's taking up. Cancels that initial Phoenix. Or that follow-up Phoenix. Behind this, all he has to do is just make sure he has a defense against the Oracles. So shield batteries in each of the bases. There we go. Shield battery in the main base. There we go. Shield battery at the natural as well. herO, he's set up. He's moving out to try to catch out these units as well. There's a recall. Yeah, clutch move here by Classic. Was aware. Does recall out of there. Was aware that his arm was in danger, I should say. Oof. Lose one of his sentries. And we can see Classic attempting to stabilize, but herO has a massive lead. Like, he still has a massive lead from here. He can get a faster third. herO, he can macro. Hey, for the first time this series, both players have 2 bases, but coming into this, herO has a brutal lead, so I would assume that Classic's going to turn this into a 2-base all-in. I would assume that he has to all-in from here, just because he's so far behind. Stays trapped into the main. herO does react. Ooh, better stasis towards the end. Very nice. Yeah, here he had too much faith in that Phoenix. So he pulled back too soon. Nice shield batteries here. Nice movement out of herO. So he defends, he shuts down the aggression. Classic, how many gateways are we on so far? Only 2 gates, or 2 gateways. Prism moves out. Yep, here comes Classic. Again, it's all or nothing for Classic. His army gets spotted. Classic is pushing. But herO, he has plenty to defend. He's up in Immortals, he's up in Stalkers, he's down in Sentries, I suppose. Oh. Okay. Classic going for the force field. I can get behind this. Okay, he's going for the main, and does go for the force field. There it is. But here he's got a Depths. Yeah, he does have a Depths. He's trying to rotate over. He does juggle over the wall. Diving on the main army. Nice control herO. He will lose the Immortal. Bit of miscontrol there out of herO. Robo gets depowered. The army does respond. And herO, he should hold. Yeah, he will hold. He just has overwhelming numbers. He shuts down the main army. Forces back the all-in. Behind this Classic attempt to expand. But Classic, he was so committed. GG gets called. The aggression fails, and herO will snowball out of control. He will take the series 3-1. herO will be this week's Korean StarCraft League champion. GG. GG, well played. herO, he will claim it again. herO going for the proxy Stargates, and not just that, but going for the Oracle and Adept Aggression. He pulled Classic apart. Classic, he went for the greediest build possible, winding it back. As a reminder, what did Classic do? He went Gate Expand. Gateway straight into Nexus before the Cyber Core, before the second gateway, before any tech. This is arguably the greediest build you can go for in PvP, and herO, he was able to punish. He was able to punish him with that proxy. If you remember, Classic, unfortunately, he misread. Or, I should say, he was getting ready for a proxy robo. Remember, Classic probe scouted, and he saw the pylon was missing. So he made a gamble. It was either, okay, the pylon is missing. Either it's a fake, it's proxy Stargate, proxy robo, or proxy gateway. It's going to be one of the 4, and he assumed it was going to be ground-based aggression or a fake out. He took a chance, took a gamble. He got a shield battery on the low ground, not in the main base. He didn't scout, so he didn't know what was happening. Happened to be proxy Stargate, which happened to be the one thing he was not ready for, and that did pull him apart, did tear him apart. GG, well played. With that, herO does claim the series and is our champion. Congratulations. Congratulations to herO. Shout out to Classic because he did make for a very fun series. Technically, our players did get up to 2 bases when it comes to their saturation, kind of, but Classic, he did go for a 2-base all in. He had to, right? He had to. Yes, he was expanding towards the end of the game, but he had to do more damage than what he dealt. That was game. That was game then and there. GG. Whew. GG, well played. I just want Classic to make 3 nexus. I mean, technically, he threw one down. Technically. Yes, GG, well played. Congratulations. herO will be our champion. Again, herO, he typically is. I think he's won like 95% of the KSLs that he signed up for. There's one KSL that he played in that he didn't win. That was like 3 weeks ago, I want to say, where herO did not win. That was in the lead up to EWC, but here he is back on top. So congratulations to herO, and once again a big shout out to Chicken Man and Dave Testa, exclamation mark KSL in the chat. Chicken Man and Dave Testa, they do run this tournament, they do host this event on a bi-weekly basis, and there is a Patreon. So if you want to help support Korean StarCraft, you can do so via the link in the chat via Patreon, as the KSL does have its own Patreon channel. We'll link it in Twitch and YouTube chat as well. Is this the final series, the finale? Yes, yes, the finale. Finale. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. When it comes to our next broadcast on the channel, we got you covered. We got you covered here. Bam, as we head on over to our schedule. We just casted KSL. That was here Saturday morning. Saturday morning, we did just cover KSL. As you can see, this evening we have the C Duckling Open, the SDO. That is our monthly amateur tournament. That is a tournament for players between the leagues of Bronze and Diamond. So, hey, if you're watching the chat, or if you're watching right now, if you're tuning in, and if you happen to be between the leagues of Bronze and Diamonds, and if you want to start competing, if you want to step into the ring and play amongst other players that are around your skill level, then you can do so by playing in our monthly tournaments in the C Duckling Open. Again, it is more for amateur players. What I will say, just as a heads up, if you're thinking about it and if you haven't played before, we do have requirements, of course. We do have ladder game requirements, just so that your MMR is reflective of your skill level, just to, you know, weed out anyone trying to smurf or anyone trying to get in which otherwise doesn't belong. It does negatively impact players that are maybe watching for the first time, that want to play, that maybe haven't played in a long time and don't have any games. So this is also an incentive to ladder, to ladder to get your games in and to actually take part. But yes, we do have SDO. That's going to be this evening. We have Sparkling Tuna Cup. That's going to be Sunday evening. And I did just get an update yesterday. It says here that there's going to be a K Cup Sunday morning. That is not the case. K Cup has been cancelled. For those that are curious, what is K Cup? K Cup is Kanoya Cup. Kanoya is a French caster, and he's been streaming and casting a lot as of late. But recently, and had planned to run a league, run a tournament series of like an American K-Cup and a European K-Cup and a Korean K-Cup as well. He's already hosted a couple in the past that we casted, but recently some things did occur IRL, and he is going to be canceling the upcoming K-Cups. So we're going to have to remove that. So that is not the case there. We don't have a morning cast for Sunday. Instead, SDO into STC. Duckling Open into the Sparkling Tuna Cup. So those are going to be our next 2 broadcasts for this week. When it comes to the remainder of the month, Uthermal's 2v2 circuit is going to be this month. We're going to be organizing that event. We're going to be adminning. We're not going to be casting, but we will be working behind the scenes with Uthermal, with Estemark, with Mark Slappy. Likewise, we also have the StarCraft Evolution League that is going to be later on in August. So that's going to be another big league, another big tournament that's happening. Likewise, we have RSL. RSL qualifiers are this month, and Season 2 is September. So the Revival StarCraft League is also right around the corner as well. There's a lot of StarCraft, a lot of content going on. We should be able to cast at least once a day, every single day. But as I mentioned before, especially after EWC, we do want to take it easy. Like I do want to get some sleep and get some rest, catch up on work, catch up on editing VODs, scheduling VODs, especially after EWC week. I did fall behind because I was just focusing on sleeping and casting. So there's a lot of work to catch up on. So we're going to be taking it a little bit easy when it comes to casting, at least initially here coming into the off season. Also, if you missed out, I do recommend checking out our YouTube channel. We do upload on YouTube on a daily basis, and we did host our podcast on Thursday, and there was a lot to discuss in regards to EWC and the future of StarCraft and the future of balanced patches as well. There was quite a lengthy discussion there during the podcast, so hey, I recommend tuning in to be caught up to date with what is currently going on in StarCraft. So do recommend our podcast. Again, that is over on our YouTube channel. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys later on tonight for SDO. I won't be casting that. I admin SDO. I do work behind the scenes on that instead. Kuro is going to be casting Duckling Open, so you can tune in tonight for SDO or tomorrow for Tunic Cup. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.